Hey YouTube, it's Joe from Dual Smash. And before I start, I'm gonna say there will not be a Fave Song Saturdays this week. Mainly because I don't know what I want to put for this week. So, that gives me more time to think. Now, there will be a song next week. So, yeah. Now, here's now for the reason you clicked on this video. The top 5 Pokemon games. My top 5 Pokemon games. I've played, well, 6, basically. Yeah. To start off the list with number 5, I'm gonna place Heart Gold in this list. Mainly because the extended environment, and I played that more than Pearl since I got it. And yeah. I kept most of the Pokemon in that game that I've gotten in that game on the cartridge, and I haven't sent any to another game. Oh yeah. Well, I've barely sent any actually to another game from another generation, like White 2. Spoiler alert, that's another game on this list. And, well, that's all I have to say for Heart Gold. Oh yeah, I forgot to say something before I started. Now, whenever I place a game on this list, it's going to include the whole wave. And by that I mean, if it's Heart Gold, Soul Silver shares that spot. If it's Platinum, well, it's alone because it didn't have a counterpart. If it's Diamond, Pearl's with it. I've played Pearl, not Diamond. So, yeah. Anyway, back to countdown with number 4. Pokemon White. It was a nice step up from 4th gen. A new region. A nice story. Actually, a pretty epic story if you ask me. For a DS game, it had a lot of appearances by the evil team, Team Plasma. And in a twist, you find out that someone you meet in Barrett Town, is it? No. In the second town you meet from after traveling through one from New Vema Town. I don't know what it's called. I haven't played it in a while, so yeah. Is actually the quote-unquote Lord of the evil team. But actually, he's being used. After you have the final battle with him, you battle against Ghetsis, who also loses, and then N notices that he was being used. And that's a nice way to end the story of a game. Of course, that's not the end of the game. There's more in a rematch against the Elite Four. Yeah. The only region where the rematch against the Elite Four is with that one region, and not once you complete get all 8 gym badges of another region and then come back. Yeah. But a DS game that's better than that is its sequel, Black and White 2. Now, you start in a completely different city as a completely different trainer. And that's a good thing, because it could be someone who hasn't played the first Black and White. Like, I know a kid that has White 2, just not White 1. And, yeah. And these games improve on their prequels, I'll say. Their prequels were a great start to the region. These games were an epic conclusion to the region. And there's some features that are only unlocked with the memory link, which you could do like before you even start your journey. I did. So yeah. The features include flashbacks, finding N's Pokemon that he released in the time gap. Statements, including your trainer's name from, or referring to the trainer you played in Black and White 1. Yeah. Anyway, off to number 2. Pokemon X and Y. First wave, I get the complete wave when I get it. But I played through X. And it was a nice transition to the 3DS. I mean, great story. It's even easier than playing one of the DS titles with an action replay. Except you can't really use an action replay while you play it. That's something I despise, but I'm used to now. Team Flare had a dark end to their plans. And I mean dark. Lysandra fired the ultimate weapon, came back down, the end of them. And, yeah. Basically have Xerneas Yveltal, and from that point, and beat the Elite Four in the final gym. Blah, blah, blah. 3 legendaries are waiting. Zygarde, Mewtwo, and a roaming legendary, which depends on your starter. If you have Chespin, then Articuno. Fennekin, Zapdos. Froakie. Oh yeah, Moltres. In my case, I got Moltres. Now, number 1. The game that has beautiful graphics, an epic story, and a lot of things you can do is Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. The Hoenn remakes, which I feel were actually easier than the actual Hoenn games themselves. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. I actually played Emerald on an emulator, so it had a tough time being made before Mauville. So, yeah. Wallace was the hardest gym there because, well, he's the final gym, and he had a freaking ice type move on his Milotic. Ice Beam. Or Aurora Beam, I'm not quite sure. I'll look it up. And then, well, the Delta episode was pretty epic. I mean, if you failed to catch the actual final boss of the Delta episode, spoiler alert, Deoxys, just bring Rayquaza back to Spear Pillar? No, Sky Pillar. Spear Pillar is Sinnoh. Bring Rayquaza back to Sky Pillar after some time, I guess. And you'll find a triangle. A black triangle piece. That's pretty much like Birth Island, except just interact with it and Deoxys will come out. That's the second chance for Deoxys. I'm not sure if you get any chances after that, though. But I caught it with my second chance. Thank God. Yeah. And there are a hell of a lot of legendaries in this game. I mean, first you get the Lottie twins, which just get the other by getting the Eon ticket, obviously. Which I got from an event that, ended Monday. This past Monday. That was a second chance for players of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire to get it. But it was that weekend only. Then you have the Creation Trio, which Palkia in Omega Ruby, Dialga in Alpha Sapphire, and have both of them on your team to catch Giratina. Yeah. You have the Weather Trio of Unova, Thundurus in Alpha Sapphire, Tornadus in Omega Ruby, and Landorus if you have both in your party. Same as in Black and White. Basically. You have the 3 lake spirits of Sinnoh. Same cave, just depends on the type of day you encounter them. You go through the Mirage spot, and you'll get multiple chances. Just come back the next day, around that time. Yeah. 5, okay? And there's also Reshiram and Omega Ruby, Zekrom and Alpha Sapphire, and Kyurem in both games when you have both in your party, but that's a different location this time. You have Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. You just need Ho-Oh and Lugia in your party, which you can catch those too. Wait, it's Ho-Oh or Lugia. This is the only time you don't need both both Pokemon from the alternate version. Which, whatever. You can get them on the CMOVL. Ho-Oh and Omega Ruby, Lugia and Alpha Sapphire. And, wow. Cresselia, which just depends on luck to encounter for the first time. I stock up on Balls Before You, Sword of the Skies, so, yeah. Oh yeah, and there's also the Swords of Justice, south of Pacific Logtown, which it depends on the day of the week, which I don't remember the days, all the days that they're on, but I'll tell you the days I caught them. I caught Brazian on a Thursday, Terrakion on a Saturday, and Cobalion on Sunday, I believe. Yeah. And holy crap, the Regis. Unlock them the same way, come back to where you found Regice, so long as Regice has a nickname and is holding something that empowers Ice-type moves. Of course, with the other two Regis in your party. And then you'll encounter Regigigas. I have all Pokemon except for Landorus, Zekrom, and Kyurem, and Alpha Sapphire. I transferred Palkia from Heart Gold to White 2 to Alpha Sapphire so I could encounter Giratina. And holy shit, are those guys hard. These legendaries are the only problems I've had with catching a Pokemon. I'm dead serious. After Rayquaza, I had a ton of problems. I'm gonna have to find a way to get a Master Ball. Yeah. Find a way to get a Master Ball that I didn't already do. I'm gonna have to find... never mind. Well, those are my top 5 Pokemon games, and to recap, 5 is Heart Gold and Soul Silver, 4 is Black and White, 3 is Black and White 2, 2 is X and Y, weird, and 1 is Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Well, that's my personal top 5 list. Well, we'll probably have a top 5 later with both me and Braxton. So, and that's the continuation of last week's. The top 5 Power Rangers teams. So, yeah. Bye. See you, Smashers.